Just a little bit on today. Players are in. They've had their lift and they're running. This will be really kind of a break then after today. They'll come back next Monday. There'll be treatment for the injured guys through the week. We'll have a bonus day on Monday. Wednesday would be our first official day back. I thought the overall mood and the spirits were good. Obviously, it was a tough loss, and when you do it long enough, they understand that there's going to be some games like that where you're, wrestling over one specific play or one sequence of plays. We certainly do that as coaches, and like I told them after the game, I was proud of how they played in the second half specifically. That was something we talked about at halftime of, going out there and eliminating some of the mistakes. And, we were able to get the stops defensively. We weren't able to obviously get that one first down we needed and gave them an opportunity to go ahead and win the game, which they did, and they made a real good play. But, we move on from that one here fairly soon and get focused towards Buffalo. Wednesday be the next time I think we see you guys at practice. Any questions?
Are there any particular calls you're wrestling with on those last two?
No, it's just the decision philosophically, run or pass. You know what I mean? Knowing that when you throw it, there's potential clock stoppage and basically that.
Charlie, looked like if 95 had not stayed home, that Drew would have gotten the first down. Did it appear that way to you?
Yeah, that's one of those. It's hard to tell, Ed. I mean, it's a good question. It's one of those low risk reward plays. You're going to keep the clock moving. And it probably has a chance maybe even of being a little bit more effective on first or second down. We've done it probably 2 or 3 times here, and typically the result is either all or nothing. I mean, the end closes and you have a chance. It's hard to tell on that angle though if we're going to get the yardage necessary, but we know the clock's going to keep moving. So that's the thought behind it.
So would you rather see everybody in the organization not obsess over a short sequence of plays and kind of evaluate the game as a whole? And
say that again.
Would you rather the coaches and the players not obsess over a short sequence of plays like it is the instinct to do and kind of evaluate the game as a whole?
Well, look, I think we're taught to evaluate all the elements of the game, and I thought one of the things that was important is we ran the ball well in the second half, and so something as simple as looking at maybe a little bit more of that in the first half. I mean, those are things that I look at, but you can point to the end where you have a chance to win the game, and that's certainly something we've been good at and something that we've done. As a play caller, you're paying attention to what you're seeing, and we had gotten some pretty good stops, and you got the turnover. In fact, so you go back and forth with that and you wrestle with it. But I think as a coach and our staff, we try to look at all the different things that took place during the course of the game, how they were defending us in nickel and in base offensively, their hurry up packages versus our defense. And so there was a handful of things that you look close at and you want to improve on, and that's what we'll do.
What does this week give you and the staff a chance to do in regards to the first 6 games?
Well, first off, you're able to, and probably more so now than ever, you're always kind of staying up to date with cut-ups and tendencies statistically. Maybe 10 years ago it was a little bit more difficult. But I think most importantly is rest, and especially for our players. This schedule was something that, and I've said this to you before, I mean, after seeing Andy Reid in Philly, I don't know what his record was. It was pretty significant. We kind of shifted to this where we got guys away. They've been going for a while. And so I think it's something that, like every team, when it comes, sometimes it comes earlier, sometimes it comes later, but I think it'll be a good break for them.
Sean, I know you said you didn't want this to linger. Is it pretty much flushed now, or?
Well, it always takes a couple days, but the thing we ask our players to do and we've done the last 5 weeks, is after a win, you know, there's that next day, and then, hey, it's time to move on. You know, we have to approach a loss like that very much the same, you know, and so you're looking at it closely, trying to make the corrections, and then clearly when we get started again next week, that'll be the case. But yeah, I think it's similar to that.
I know after the game yesterday, you were complimentary of the job that the Patriots did on Jimmy. Given the fact that everybody talks about this being such a copycat league, is it a concern going forward?
Well, if someone has a keep to leave, it is. You know, listen, he's playing. He got injured, I know, but you know, I said at the beginning of the week, you watch the film on him, he's transitionally, he's been playing very well, strong at the line of scrimmage, good jam and reroute guy. He's got the size, so I think it fit, and it was something that we kind of expected, and then you just, you know, you get into looking at, hey, where are the other matchups? We had a big play to Ben, for instance, in that first quarter, where Talib was outside, Ben got matched up on a linebacker. Those are some of the things that, you know, we do offensively, and then find those ways where we can move and create leverage points for Jimmy.
Did you have any problem at all, for whatever reason, that last play has been dissected on national television by several people about the coverage on
Sure
the
it
last
is,
play.
yeah.
You know, your thoughts on it? Did you have any problem with it, or?
Look, no, the last play, this is distribution of credit, assignment of blame Monday. And so that's just the industry. And no, I there were so many different plays in that game. I thought Tom made a great location throw. The receiver made a real good catch above his head, and you know, you can't beat yourself up over that. There are a lot of other things. There are a lot of sequences that take place that you can look at. No, I think that was a good play by those guys.
Along the same lines, you kind of see in the game, you have calls that go either way, in particular to the false start and Malcolm Jenkins' personal foul. How was it explained to you, and how did you look at it after looking at the film?
The two different type of calls. Look, the fourth and yard, 4th and 1, it's something we've been good with. You know, we'll put it in different personnel. Sometimes we'll have a play we're running, and then sometimes we're not. I think because we have gone for it quite a few times on 4th down, brings authenticity to, hey, a defense last week against Chicago, we were able to take advantage of that, and look, the call went the other way. I'll leave it at that. The other calls are difficult, quick, bang bang, player safety. I get all that. You just, you know, you understand that you can't control that, so you don't let it consume you.
How would you evaluate the first part of the season going into the bye versus what you want to massage or change in the next?
Well, I said this to the players today. You know, I'm encouraged that there are a handful of things that we're going to be able to improve on and work on, and we haven't played our best football, and we're sitting at 5-1. You know, you could easily look at a few games that may have gone a different direction, but they didn't. And I like the work ethic, the competitive nature of this team. I like it a lot, and I think that, you know, getting back after this bye, there's a few things that we're going to be able to clean up and work to improve on as we get ready to hit this long stretch of the season. So, you know, 5-1, and you know, getting ready for the 7th game.
In terms of the blocking technique that the Patriots used on Gillette in the last play, I've been hearing grumbling among, you know, your fans about that. And what would be your message to them?
It's back to, you know, those are things we can't control.
Coach, any some thoughts on maybe Kyrie Robinson? Do you think has he earned more of your trust?
Listen, I think now the ball came out on a play, and so going against Chicago, for instance, there was you know, we recognized that was going to be an opportunity for us to run the ball some, and you know, Pierre has played well up there and was playing well in that game, and Kyrie we may have thought we were going to get him more touches in that game, and I thought he handled the opportunities outstanding yesterday. But the ball security, just for a young player, of understanding how it's different in our league, is something we'll continue to work on. But to answer your question, he's been explosive. He's been tough. He's been hard nosed, and we'll continue to look at his snaps and evaluate how he fits in each game plan.